Hi there, professor and classmates. We are the group number 2. We are going to talk about quantitative data collection. The members of the group are Diana Gomez, Michelle Lomas, María Belén Garzón, Michelle Loor, Eric Vega, Kevin Rojas, Catherine Macías, Santiago Tavallo, Ángel Rocha, and my person, Nelly Puma. First of all, I'm going to talk about the introduction to quantitative data collection. It's based on obtaining numerical data that can be measurable and analyzed objectively. It is used in various areas such as education, health, business, and social science. This type of data gathered through the various techniques such as surveys, experiment, structured questionnaires, and systematic observation. Accuracy and reliability are key aspects as the data must be representative and verifiable.
Characteristics. Quantitative methods are tools primarily used in scientific and social research to collect, analyze, and interpret numerical data. Below the main characteristics. Numerical approach. They are based on measurable and expressed in numbers, such as statistics, percentage, or average. Use of standardized instruments. They use surveys, questionnaires, tests, or scales that follow for objectives and systematic collect of information. Objectivity. They seek to minimize research subjectivity, ensuring that the results are replicable and verifiable. Statistical analysis. They require the use of statistical techniques to analyze and interpret data. Hypothesis and testing. They start from a hypothesis that is tested to confirm or reject it based on the collected data. Representative samples. They work with large samples that allow results to be generalized to a broader population.
Methods of quantitative data collection. Quantitative data collection is based on structured techniques that allow for the gathering of numerical and objective information. The main methods include surveys. These involve the use of questionnaires with close-ended questions and predefined answer options. They are useful for quickly and efficiently collecting data from large populations. Experiments. These involve the manipulation of one or more independent variables under controlled conditions to observe their effects on dependent variables. These methods allow for the establishment of causal relationships. Structured observation. This refers to the systematic collection of data through the direct observation of behaviors or events, following predetermined wait-for protocols. Administrative records. These use existing information found in official documents or institutional databases such as medical records, academic reports, or government statistics.
Good evening, Professor. My name is María Belén Garzón. I'm going to explain about types of quantitative data. In this case, we have two, discrete data and continuous data. Well, in this chart, we have characteristic, definition, divisibility, type of number, common examples, nature of set, subtypes. Well, in discrete data as definitions, we have values that are content. Divisibility cannot be divided into smaller parts. Type of number, integers, 1, 2, 3. Common examples, number of people, cars, books. Nature of set, finite or countably infinite. Does not require continuous scale, typically not 14 divide. Then we have continuous data, values that are measured. The divisibility can be divided infinitely. Type of number, decimal, surpassable fractions, 1.5, 3.14, 16. Common examples, weight, height, time, temperature, A nature of set finitely or infinitely infinite requires continuous scale, for example, seconds, subtypes, interval in radio. Well, this chart provides a clear and concise comparison between discrete data and continuous data, two fundamental types of quantitative data. The distinction is essential for choosing the current statistical methods and understanding the nature of the data being analyzed.
Advantages: objectivity and precision. Quantitative data is a numerical and often more objective, which reduces bias in data interpretation. It is easier to analyze and measure with statistical tools, providing precise results. Easier to analyze and compare. Since the data is in numerical form, it can be easily compared across different groups, time periods, or conditions. Large, simple size. Quantitative methods like surveys or experiments can involve large sample size, improving the reliability and generalizability and the findings. Reproducibility. The structured nature of quantitative data collection methods means that the process can be repeated in different settings in over time, producing consistent results. Statistical analysis. Quantitative data can be analyzed using various statistical techniques, allowing for complex analysis like correlation, regression, and hypothesis testing. Disadvantages: lack of depth. While quantitative data can show that it's happening, it often doesn't provide insight into why or how something happens. It lacks the depth that qualitative data can provide. Limited flexibility. Structured surveys or questionnaires may not capture the full range of response or behaviors. Respondents may feel limited by predefined options. Potential for misinterpretation. If not designed properly, quantitative data collection can lead to misleading results or misinterpretation. For example, poorly worded questions can skew responses, not suitable for complex phenomena. Some topics or phenomena may not lend themselves well to numerical representations, such as emotional experience or cultural practices. Resource intensive. Gathering large amounts of quantitative data can require significant time, effort, and resources, especially when using surveys or experiments on a large scale.
Good evening, Professor. Below, I will make a comparison between qualitative and quantitative data collection. I use keywords and brief definition to clarify the comparison between these two methods. And the keyword is purpose, and the meaning is in quantitative is to measure and generalize. In the meantime, in qualitative is to understand in depth. We have another examples like tools. In quantitative, we find closed surveys, structured questionnaires, and qualitative open interviews, observation, and focus groups. Thank you, teacher.
They are tools that collect data through closed-end questions with predefined answers and are useful for obtaining standardized information from a larger number of people. Questionnaires and surveys. These are tools that collect data through closed-end questions with a predefined answer. Structured interviews. Conducted using a fixed script of closed-end questions. This ensures that all participants receive the same question. Structured observation involves observing and recording specific behaviors or even using checklists or rating scales. Standardized tests and exams. Formal instruments that measure knowledge, skill, or aptitude.
They are commonly used in educational and psychological contexts and allow for comparison of results, records, and databases. These are secondary sources of already collected data, such as census, official statistics, or administrative records. Measurement scale tools used to quantitate attitudes, opinions, or perception. They can be numerically scaled, for example, from 1 to 5, or systematic differential experiments and tests. Methods in which variables are manipulated under control conditional to observe effect and establish causal relationship between factors. Thank you.
About quantitative data analysis in descriptive statistics, we can find the mean, that is the average, the median, that is the central value, and the mode is the most repeated value of the investigation. This helps to quick summary of the data. In a graph and visualization, we can use plots, diagrams, bars, histograms, and these make data easy and visually understandable. With trends and correlations, we can detect patterns and relationships. With trends, if does something increase or decrease over the time, and the correlation if are two variables related. And this analysis helps to compare numerical results and make decisions. For example, to evaluate whether a teaching method is more effective. As we can see in this picture, about the use of different teaching strategies and their impact on reading comprehension, we can notice that the question answer in the number 9 strategy was the most used. The number 3 and number 6 were also effective, but some strategies like skimming the number 7 and scanning the number 8 were less applied. So, in quantitative data analysis, helps identify which strategies are more effective and which may need improvement.
The Professor David. Here we have some practical application of quantitative data collection. For example, learning evaluation. Standardized tests are the key tools for assessing how students are learning specific subjects such as math or reading. They provide measurable data that help school to identify areas in which students are strong or need or maybe need additional support. School attendance analysis. With this data collection, we can monitor attendance data that allows school to detect trends such as frequency or absence at a specific rate or in a particular season. This information helps to create strategies to encourage regular attendance in school. Program evaluation. Surveys are conducted among students, teachers, or parents to measure the success of educational programs. They provide evidence of if new methods or tools are having a positive impact on learning outcomes or if there is a need for change. Access study. By analyzing enrollment rates and dropout statistics, educational institutions can uncover inequalities. For example, it is possible to identify if specific groups of students experience difficulties in accessing quality education, which can be used to guide a policy change and resource assessment. Schools analyze the provision of essential resources, such as the number of books, student teacher balance, or technology in classroom. This ensures that the students have a tool necessary for a good learning environment. Thank you.
I am going to tell about the conclusions. The collection of quantitative data is recommended by analyze large quantities efficiently, obtain information of quantifiable way. We can use them in statistical analysis, essential for reaching decisions, generates chronology based on evidence. It allows us to improve process, measures the frequency of a phenomenon. This collection has features such as reliable, comparable, and replicable.